Hello guys, welcome back to the next tutorial. So in this one, we're gonna talk about finding elements by class name. So we've discussed a lot of ways to find elements, and let's talk about how do we find elements by class name. This one is a little tricky. I mean, it's not tricky in the sense of syntax and all those things, but I'm gonna show you how it's tricky. So let me just quickly bring up the website. So again, we're using the same website, demo store. So what is a class name? Let's first discuss something about it. So let me just quickly bring up the Firebug and just inspect any element. Let's inspect at this one, right? So this thing is the class name, div class collapse navbar collapse, right? This is the class, and then this has a class leave first active. Cool. Now here's the example that I wanted to show. If you guys take a look at this li, it has a class leave, and the second li also has a class leave. This also has class leave, so they all have the class leave. What is a class? It comes from the css. Basically, whatever styling we want to give to some element, we define that in a css file. I hope you guys are aware of this a little bit, but even if you are not aware, it's not to worry. I'm just going to explain and just pay attention to that thing. So there's a css file along with html which is used to give styling to elements. So if you want to give same style to multiple elements, then we can just give the same class to all those elements, so they all gonna look same. So if you guys notice, they all look same, right? Shipping, sale, the text is different, that's a different deal, right? Text is defined here, but the style, they all are, they have a kind of blackish grayish background, and when I hover over, the color changes to black, dark black, and all have white text and all those things. They all look same, right? Because they all share the same class from css. So while using this kind of thing, finding elements by class, we have to be cautious, because again we have one simple rule that we want to find an element which is unique. So if I try to find an element with the class leaf and I want to click on something, right, it's not gonna work, because it'll find like what, 5 different elements, and now Selenium doesn't know which one to act with, right? So always be cautious that when you're trying to find just by class name, it's always be cautious that it should be a unique one. So let's try to see if we have something else. So I was just wandering around this website. So this has a demo. This is a div which is class demo header wrapper, which looks unique, but why do we want to click on the header, right? We don't want to click. So let's find something else. So this one looked unique to me. I already looked around this website, so because I didn't want to waste time right here, right? So this div class is title, and this is unique. So there is no other element in this web page which shares the same class as title. So because of that, I was able to find it using the class name. So let me just quickly, so what happens is when I just click on this, it brings up these kind of more options. So it's about the theme, so we can change the theme, but it just brings up the more options. So we're just gonna click on this, and it's just gonna open this small pop-up kind of thing, jQuery, and it's just gonna do that. So let me just quickly go to the Eclipse right now, and so there you go. We have this previous class find by link text, right? So I just created a small blueprint again, then I gave it a name as find by class name. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna copy code up to here, right? Because that's gonna be a common code. We anyway wanna define a WebDriver and then initialize it to a demo store, and then maximize the window and get the base URL. So now we want to find the element using driver dot find element by class name, the first one, right? So we have already covered this one. We are covering class name, id, link text, name, partial link text. We've covered a lot, right? So let's cover this class name today, and inside it I'm just gonna give the class name. I think it was title. So I'm just gonna see the div class has title, right? This is the text that we want to copy. So this is the name of the class. So let's go back to Eclipse and print type title and then dot click, right? So let's do that and save the code and try to run it. It should just go pretty smooth, and just go ahead and click on the title thingy and should be good. So bringing up the website, and should just click in a moment. Yeah, so it just clicked on the title, right? You guys notice that the pop-up showed up, so that's what we wanted to do. So that's pretty much I wanted to talk about in this tutorial, guys, that we can find elements by class name, we can find by partial linked text, everything. But just be cautious whenever you're trying to find. You might fall into issues if you don't pay attention to that. So let me just quickly take this example. Maybe we can discuss that thing, right? So by dot class name, and the class name, let's take leaf, right? So let's go click. So let's take this example and let's try to run this code. Run as Java application. It should be pretty quick, shouldn't take a lot of time. It's just gonna open the website and first gonna click the title as it was already there, and then it's not gonna click anything, it's just gonna fail. So I'm just gonna go to Eclipse right now. So we see a bunch of errors, right? So you guys notice that element not visible, element is not currently visible, so may not be interacted with. So it's gonna give all sort of different messages. It's not mandatory that it's gonna be unique, like, or it's gonna be very intuitive. The message kind may be misleading. So let's go to the uh, line number. So it says the line number where it failed was this, find by class name, line number 18. So it failed over this leaf, right? But when we were going, we checked that there are elements with this leaf, right? This elements, all these have the leaf class, right? Yeah, that's what I was talking about. So when we do that and we have multiple elements with the same class name, it's gonna fail. So just be cautious when you do those things. So best thing is always ID should be unique, or best thing is to do is just create the XPaths, and they should be unique as well, right? When you create the XPath, when you formulate the XPath. So that's pretty much it, guys, for this tutorial. So thanks for learning this one. Stay tuned for the next ones, guys. Thank you.